and losing my mom, bro, at that young age, it put anger in me. What is it? Something like, if a boy doesn't feel the love of a village, he'll burn it down to feel the warmth from the fire.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, I turn that pressure into power. I turn that hate into hope. I turn that fear into faith. Hey, with my back on the ropes. I turn that pressure into power. I turn that hate into hope. I turn that fear into faith. Hey, with my back on the ropes. What you know about being down and out?
All right, man, welcome to the Island Winter Podcast, where we highlight the stories of some of the dopest dreamers in the world. I am your host, Fly Guy HG, and I truly do appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us, man, having a great conversation today. I got my boy stepping in the building today, man. I'm talking about a true philanthropist, entrepreneur, a true brother that gives back and makes sure that the community is better than he left it. A brother of mine, member of the Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, Mr. Get After It Now, my boy EJ. What's good, brother?
Man, I'm well, bro.
All is good?
Really blessed to be on the podcast, bro. I appreciate you tapping me and bringing me in, bro.
I appreciate you, man. I know you're a busy man, giving back to the community, make the young brothers better. And for you to step out of that and come in here and bless us with your presence, bro, that is truly a blessing, man. We truly do appreciate you, bro. But you know, I got to go ahead and start it off like this. I know you're a very intellectual brother, and you think deeply. And it was something that I was listening to earlier. It's a brother by the name of, rest in peace to him, Miles Monroe. He's a pastor, a very intellectual guy, very intelligent guy. And I was listening to one of his speeches today, and he was talking about the power of purpose and the power of vision. And I wanted to ask you, I wanted to get your perspective on this. What is your take on vision? You get what I'm saying? Because sight is common, but vision is rare. You guys, everybody can see, but not everybody has vision to truly see something deeper than what stands in front of them. So how important is vision to you, in your opinion?
Man, when I think about vision, bro, and you know, you did a great job breaking that down, the difference from sight and vision, right? Mm-hmm. So when I think about vision, man, I think about vision as being able to kind of see yourself going where you desire to be. Mm-hmm. And the difference is when you have vision, right, you can look, think, maybe even feel what pushback you might get. You
Absolutely.
Can think about the different hurdles that may come when you're using vision versus when you're just seeing it, right? We can all see a goal, Absolutely. But to actually have vision of what it's going to take to accomplish that goal, that's what kind of keeps that motivation going. Because even as a motivational speaker, bro, I can go up and give somebody a 15-minute, 30-minute, 45-minute keynote, whatever, right. But unless they see it within themselves, it's different levels of motivation. You got intrinsic and extrinsic. Mm-hmm. So that vision is going to work on your intrinsic. It's going to keep you going day to day. Now, extrinsic is once in a while somebody come on and, pat you on the side. Mm-hmm. Hey, bro, I see what you're doing. Keep going.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you making great progress. Keep going. So having that vision, bro, to be able to see your goals, see all the obstacles, and use it to keep that intrinsic motivation going, that's really where it's at, you know what I'm saying? And
that's and I like the way, I ain't gonna lie, that's my first time hearing about that. The intrinsic and extrinsic, that's what you said?
Yeah.
Just let's elaborate. Let's touch on that a little bit. That's, like I said, that's my first time hearing that, and I'm pretty sure for a lot of people watching, that's their first time hearing that. Let's touch on the intrinsic part. What it sounds like to me is the intrinsic part is more self-motivated.
Yeah.
So if you could touch on that a little bit for us.
Yeah, man. So your intrinsic motivation is literally the motivation that's within your body.
Gotcha.
Right? It's within your mind, within your heart. So intrinsic motivation is going to be the reason why you wake up every day at 6 a.m. Mm-hmm. Intrinsic motivation is going to be the reason every day you wake up at 4 to go hit the gym before work.
Facts.
Intrinsic motivation is going to tell you, all right, when I get home, I know I got to do X, Y, Z. So for me, what that might look like in my day-to-day, I might get home 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. I'm like, all right, bro, X, Y, Z got to get done today. Yeah. Whether that be working on dissertation, working on brand, sending out emails, thinking about content, whatever it is. So I might say, all right, cool. I'm going to take 30.
Yeah.
I'm going to vibe out for 30, cool down, and then I'm going to get to it.
Bet.
Now, the person who has high intrinsic motivation is going to take that 30 and get to it. The person who doesn't have high intrinsic motivation might take that 30 and turn into a 60.
Yeah,
a 90.
okay, yeah.
And then 9 o'clock hit, and you like, dang, bro, I ain't do nothing because you wasn't motivated to do it.
For sure,
you know
for sure,
what I'm saying?
sure.
Whereas that extrinsic, bro, extrinsic is literally, and we gonna go to that.
Okay, yeah, we gonna touch it. And I'm glad. So when you talk about the intrinsic motivation, basically the self motivation,
Yeah.
It's very important because it touches on discipline.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I mentioned before, Miles Monroe, he was talking about the gift and the curse that God has blessed us with. The gift that he's blessed us with is the gift of choice, the gift of decisions. Mm-hmm. And the curse that he's also blessed us with is the gift of choice and the gift of decisions. So the fact that we get to choose is a gift and a curse, because some people, the thing about it is the makeup of your life and who you ultimately become is based on the choices that you make.
Facts.
Right? Now, the thing is, some people feel as though, you know what, I'd rather not make a choice. I'd rather let somebody make my choices for me. But they don't realize that that's still a choice, because you choose to give somebody else the power to make the choice for you.
Yeah.
So whether you like it or not, you're going to make a choice, whether you're making the choice or you're allowing somebody else to make the choice. And when you touched on the intrinsic motivation, I feel like that's what dawned on me was discipline.
Yeah.
Is making a decision or making the right decision aside from choosing the other alternatives.
Yeah.
And I feel like the toughest thing in life is making the right decision. It's not about making choices. It's about making the right choice. That's the tough thing in life. But I like how you touched on it. That was dope, bro. But yeah, so before we get to the questions, man, I definitely want to do a dreamer's toast to all the dreamers out there. If you got something, got a little cup, got a little drink in your hand, let's go ahead and rock this toast out, man. We gonna start it off like this. Somebody said it'll never be done, but he with a chuckle replied that maybe it couldn't, but he would be one that wouldn't say so till he tried. So he buckled right in with a trace of a grin on his face. If he worried, he hit it. He started to sing as he tackled that thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. Salute, my brother. Let's get to it.
There it is.
All right, boom. Let's get to the nitty gritty. Mr. Get After It Now. How did it start, man? Growing up in Florida. Where are you from Florida? What part of Florida? How was it growing up?
Man, I'm from Port Salerno, Florida, man. Small little town in Martin County, bruh.
Okay.
But we been on the map lately. I ain't even gonna trip. You feel me?
What y'all been on the map for?
Bruh, we got one of the hottest rappers in the game. Yeah. Everybody singing it. I'm from 46th Street. I be throwing folk. Yeah, that part.
Okay.
You know, Boss Man D-Lo.
Tell them about it.
Yeah, bro.
You know your man ain't been in the news for good news lately.
Yeah, man. I ain't even tripping, bro. You know how that social media stuff do, bro. They
paint their own narratives.
Okay, then, you feel me? So I don't even trip on it. But yeah, man, I'm from the same city as Boss Man D-Lo, man.
Okay.
Literally, like, bruh. All of us
Did you know
grew
him?
up together. I know his older brother. Like his older brother is like my dog. You feel me? I know him, but it's not like like we dog super tight. But yeah, bro. Like his mama, his older, like all of them, bro. We all grew up on the same street with my cousins and all of that, bro. Back Street. Shout out to y'all, Port Salerno. You know, Merch City, 46 Ave, all that good stuff, bro.
Say that.
But yeah, bro. So growing up, man, you know. In Salerno specifically, bro, we got a tight knit community, but folks hustle. You know, folks get it off the muscle. You know how I go anywhere, everywhere. But yeah, man, growing up, bro, just losing my mom at that young age, bro, kind of turned into, I don't even want to say turn into a knucklehead. I was a knucklehead before that. You know, I grew up, bro. At the park, we used to fight cross your dirt line. You got a problem with somebody, oh yeah, bro, put a line in the dirt.
And cross the dirt line.
You cross the dirt line, you got to take off on them. You know what I'm saying? If you don't, bro, you in front of the park, you dead. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro. Growing up like that, man, I stayed in a little something, you know. In all honesty, bro, the first time I got the police called on me, I was like 6 years old. Destruction of property, you know, they came and talked to my mom, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And then losing my mom at 11, bro, and kind of being faced with that obstacle of coming up without your mom. And, you know, my sisters really did a great job raising me for the most part.
Yeah.
My pops, he was just kind of around doing this thing. I didn't see him on an everyday basis. You know, it wasn't nothing like that.
Yeah.
But man, my sisters did a great job filling in where he couldn't at that time. Much respect to my pops, because you know, we got a great relationship now. Like, everything is cool.
Yeah.
My sisters, I have a great relationship with them. I'm very grateful. Yeah.
And I'm glad you said that you and your pops got a great relationship now. We'll definitely touch on that. If you can, bro, if you could take us back, because losing a parent is not an easy thing, bro.
Yeah.
It's funny because shout out to my little cousin, man. He graduated today from high school, and he lost his mother at a young age, and I just want to know if you can tap back into those emotions, what you felt like, what was going on in your mind when that happened, like, because you said you was already getting into little scuffles prior,
yeah,
and I could only imagine that losing a parent makes it worse.
Oh man, I could literally walk you down the whole.
Well, let's walk. I got my walking shoes on. I got my hokers on. Let's walk. Let's walk.
Yeah, man. I'll never forget. So I was actually blessed compared to my siblings, because I got sick. I got real sick like a week before my mom passed away, bro. And fortunately, but unfortunately, she had to spend that whole week with me. Like, I wasn't in school. I ended up in the hospital for real. Like, they had to IV me up and everything. But I was supposed to go back to school that next week, and we had off on Monday. So I go to my cousin's house on Monday. Mama dropped me off over there. Not my mom, my dad dropped me off over there. He dropped me off at my cousin's crib. I was 11 years old. So I'm there all day, bruh. We in the street, 4-wheelers, golf carts. You know how it is, bro. We having the time of our life.
Going crazy.
And bro, I distinctly remember when I woke up that morning, I slept in my mama's bed. I said, dang, bro, I shouldn't have slept. Like, what if my mom passed away today? You feel me? I promise you, bro.
You was thinking that?
Bro, I promise you, bro. That was the revelation that I had when I woke up. That was the first thing came to my mind, bro. I promise you. And it was probably about 3 o'clock, bro. I done got into it with one of my cousins because I ain't get my chance to drive the golf cart.
Yeah.
I'm like, dang, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, bro.
I'm already knowing. Yeah.
My uncle pulled up, man. My uncle pulled up with 2 of my older cousins and my sister in the backseat, bro. My sister's boo-hoo crying. She look at me. I'm outside, so she look at me. She say, boo. That's what they call me, my nickname.
Yeah.
We got to go get her. She boo-hoo crying, though.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, nah. You feel me? Like, it sunk in already. So I'm like, nah. She like, we got to go get her. They take my sister by her arms and they bring her into the house, try to calm her down, you know. And as I see that, my uncle tell me to get in the car. And I get in the car. He ain't even got to tell me nothing. I look at him. I'm in the back seat.
You already knew him.
And I say, I know something happened to my mom because my sister wouldn't have left.
Yeah.
You feel me? And he was like, yeah, she died. And it hit, but I was like, okay. I got it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At 11 years old, bruh. And he was like, man, you got to be strong for your sisters. And, you know, you just got to, right now, you got to kind of get through it.
Yeah.
Y'all got to get through this together.
For sure.
So that was day one. End of that day, I ended up picking out the casket for my mom. I picked out a white casket with some pink flowers, everything, bro. Like, I'll never forget it. My sister got picked up from one of my cousins in Miami. My sister, they picked up my older sister, who was at FAU at the time, bro. And they brought her to the house. And when they got in the house, bro, I remember seeing my sister walk by, and we locked eyes at the dinner table, because I was sitting at the dinner table looking at caskets.
Yeah.
Everybody at my aunt's house. But, like, she don't know what's going on. You feel me? So I locked eyes with her, and she had this question, like this questionable look on her face, like what's going on? I'm lost. And I heard them take her in the room, and I just remember, you know, everything I heard after she got the news. You feel me? Life-changing, bro.
Yeah.
But I would say, in losing my mom, bro, at that young age, it put an anger in me. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. It put an anger in me. it made me resent a lot of people. It made me resent the world. I felt like how could that happen to me? You know?
Right, for sure.
It's a different feeling, bro.
For sure.
When you feel like the person who's your protector is now gone, you know? And I sat down, had real conversations with my sisters, bro. I told them a couple years back, man, I was like, you know, I've been dealing with a lot because I came to the realization that I wasn't nobody, you know, number one priority since my mom had passed away.
Yeah.
And that made me kind of go off into this hustle mindset. Like, people look at me all the time and say, oh, bro, you resilient, you strong, you da-da-da-da-da. They don't understand. Like, I had to go into that space.
Facts.
And I've been in that space for years.
Facts.
Because that's where I was placed. You know what I'm saying? And while it's a blessing and a curse, just like choices, like you said earlier.
Yeah.
You know, I'm blessed to be able to say that I got that resilience. More recently, I realized that that's something that that's a weight I don't want to carry. That's a burden I don't want to carry, you know. And the reason I say that, bro, is because I don't want what comes with it. So just like when I chopped off my locks, I didn't want what came with it. I didn't want the past that my locks had been with me through. So I chopped my locks. But I don't want the past of that resilience no more, bro. So I've been finding different ways to really cope.
Yeah.
I got into planting, like for real, gardening.
Like
bro.
botany?
Bro, what? Like, I'm for real, like, on the balcony, growing mango trees, bro.
Yeah.
You feel me? Sweet peppers, bro. I got scallions. Everything I eat, bro, I'm growing it on my balcony.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. You know, it's crazy you say that because I be thinking about that.
Bro,
I be like, bro, I think I want to start planting my own, like, fruits and vegetables.
You gotta do it.
I think that's a major play.
And it make you slow down. I promise you, like
slow down in what sense?
In life. You know, like, you could be moving a lot, just doing a lot. You always keeping yourself busy.
Yeah.
Bruh, you know, I'm gone from the crib for like a week. I ain't gonna be at home for about a week.
No, right.
I got somebody over there watering my plants.
Yeah.
Because I care about them. You know what I'm saying? And I water my plants. I don't even use, like, regular water. I go get water from the filter.
Yeah.
Fill up a jug, gallon, and I'm watering my plants with that, bruh. When I started keeping flowers, you know, I'll come home, and instead of me needing that 30 to lie down, I'll go look at my flowers.
Right.
About 15, 20 minutes, I'm looking at it like, let me move you so you stay sitting up.
And you grow right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy, bro.
So it give you that release, bro.
Would you say it's like a sense of responsibility? Almost like having a pet.
Yeah. Without having to worry about cleaning up
after it.
Buying food, shots,
right.
all that kind of stuff, bro. It's you know, I remember seeing, I think it was DMX. He was caring for doves.
Yeah.
You feel me? I get it now.
Yeah.
You know, I get it now, bro. For real.
No, that's what's up. So you mentioned something, man. I think a lot of people struggle with this. Where you mentioned at one point you felt as though, like, you know, once your protector is no longer here, you don't feel, I guess, seen in a sense where you no longer feel seen. I think a lot of people struggle with that. I recently realized that I guess I struggle with that too. And the thing is, regardless of how you grew up, it could be 10 people grew up in the same household. Everybody's perspective is different.
Yeah.
Y'all could be raised by the same people, but the way you view life is different. So I started to realize, like, my perspective on life was just my own. It might not be my reality, but it's just how I seen life. I had loving parents, bro.
Yeah.
But at times as a kid, I felt as though I wasn't seen. You get what I'm saying? And what's carried into today. And I can see how it plays into my role with relationships as far as partners or relationships as far as friends. And for you, do you feel like not being seen has affected your relationships as far as finding a partner, finding a soulmate?
What?
Yeah.
Bro, I think that experience affected me across the board.
I
ain't even gonna go just relationships.
Yeah.
That experience affected the way that I communicated with family.
Okay.
That experience affected the way that I communicated with coworkers. You feel me? Managers, lead, like, that experience affected me across the board because, you know, not being seen, I think you placed that was a great way to, you feel me, analyze that.
Absolutely.
Bro. I applaud you on that.
Appreciate that.
But not being seen or not feeling seen, bruh, for a lack of better words, it's almost saying like you feel like don't nobody care about
Absolutely. Man, listen, you hit the nail on the head, bro.
Yeah.
And the thing is, and I don't mean to cut you off, I think obviously for us as men, pride and ego plays a big role in the words that we choose to speak.
Yeah.
We don't like to say that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'd rather say, as a man, I'd rather say not feeling seen, or as opposed to saying what you just said.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, it just doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
But you just hit it on the head, man.
Yeah. And when you get those feelings, bruh, you know it's an African proverb to say, what is it? Something like, if a boy doesn't feel the love of a village, he'll burn it down to feel the warmth from the fire.
I ain't gonna lie, that's
You feel me?
I ain't never heard that one, but that's fire.
So
that's
bruh,
crazy. That's real though.
It's like, and they'll talk about it in mental health counseling and self-sabotage, so on and so forth. You know, where, bruh, as a man, when it feel like something is reminding us of those times,
Absolutely.
bruh, we might burn down the village.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And the village ain't even need to be burnt down.
Bro, I feel like you might burn down the village subconsciously.
Yeah.
You ain't even, your intentions was not to burn it down.
Yeah.
But you might burn it down subconsciously, and then once it's already gone, you realize, bro, what the heck did I just do?
Ooh,
and you don't even realize it, bro.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like you said, it's not just with relationships with partners, it's with friendships too.
Yeah.
And that's why it's very important to be cognizant of your actions around everybody. Yeah. And sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, it is a full-time job to be cognizant of everything that you're doing. To live in, I could be wrong, but to live in the moment sometimes feels like a full-time job.
Yeah.
Where it's like, instead of just going through life, just whatever.
You got other stuff you think about.
You got all this other stuff you think about. And I think with people who have a yearning for being successful, man, bro, sometimes
mind don't sleep.
That bro, that desire to want to be successful, wake you up at 4 a.m.
Yeah. You can't
even sleep, bro. You wake up at 4 a.m. sitting there in your bed like, bro, I ain't got to be up till 8
on the iPad.
You just
hey,
like,
how can I do this faster?
Exactly. How do I make this play?
Yeah.
What do I got to do to put in motion to do this?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, man, why is my brain constantly? And that's why I'm so grateful for this platform like this, where I can express myself, and I can have brothers like you come on here and express themselves to help me to regulate these emotions and regulate my mind. Because it's like, sometimes you feel like you're going crazy.
Nah, bro. I get it.
And it's insane, man.
It's important to us because we like, for us, when you say you feel like you don't be seen, right?
Mm-hmm.
For us, bro, sometimes the difference in feeling like you won't be seen to feeling like you're going to be the white sheep, feeling like, you know, you're going to be the bell cow, is accomplishing whatever it is that's bothering you every night.
100%.
You feel me? The thing that's bothering you every night might be the thing that make you feel less than.
Yeah.
So you feel like, once I accomplish this, I'm there. I got it.
And man, oh my God, bro, this is crazy. It's crazy because it's like living in the moment helps you to appreciate that moment. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, the gift and the fun and the enthusiasm doesn't come from the end goal. Facts. I think the journey is where the enthusiasm comes from. Yeah. Because I hear a lot of people. One thing about me, I take heed to everything that people say, and I take heed to the people that came before me. Mm-hmm. And every time you listen to them speak, they're always talking about, man, listen, I got here, and you're worrying about what's next. The thing is, as somebody whose mind is always on the go, you're thinking about the end goal. And once you get to that end goal, you think once you get to the end goal, you're going to be happy. Yeah. Your brain don't stop going.
At all.
So
you got to conquer something else now.
100%. It's almost like, all right, what's next?
Yeah.
And they're always talking about they wish they would have lived in the moment as they were embarking on this journey. It's the journey. It's the path to get to this point. That's the thing that made, I guess, the most sense and that felt the best.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, okay, I set out this goal, I got it. I set out this goal, and I'm getting to it. Not just the ups, but also the downs. So, speaking of downs, how do you feel like you best overcome some of the down moments? Because like I said, philanthropy, giving back to the community, making sure that you leaving these young brothers and young sisters with a smile on their face. First off, let's touch on what brought that about. What made you want to give back to the community like that?
Oh, my mama was a giving lady, bro.
Mm-hmm.
everybody, my mama name is Mama Joy. Like,
yeah, when they add that mama in front of the name, oh, you know she take care of the community for sure.
Man, my mama
yes, sir.
Mama
yes,
Joy,
sir.
bro.
Yeah,
I got cousins, nephews, and everything else in the world that ain't even got no trace of blood related to me.
Yeah.
Bro.
Oh, same.
But you know, my mama just took care of the community, bro. Everybody knew my mama for that. She was big in the community. Everybody, and side note, right, with Mother's Day just passing, bro, I think the biggest blessing is people having those testimonies about my mom's existence.
Man, listen.
Because we could think we know people to be good people all we want, but when other people testify.
That's the man. Listen, that's the biggest form of giving somebody their roses.
Yeah.
When somebody ain't even got to speak and everybody else speaks for them, it's like, dang. Like the level of impact that this person had, not just on us as her children, but the community as her children.
Yeah.
Man, that speaks volume, bro. That speaks volume. Now that's major, bro. Real talk.
Bro. But yeah, man. Yeah, man. My mom was a super giving person, bro. You know, I was just telling somebody the other day. I was talking about how at Christmas time, bro, I remember one Christmas, bro. She pulled out like 201s. I'm thinking this for me, bro. I'm like, yeah. We finna have a lit Christmas, boy.
It's up.
Man, bro, my mama said, you know, she want to make sure all the other kids have a Christmas. And she pulled that out for them. And
well, that was even sick.
You feel me?
Yeah.
But looking back on it now, bro, I'm like, nah, that was so real.
Nah, real
you know
talk.
What I'm saying? Like, for her to even be in position to feel like, you know, I'm good enough to do for my kids and do for other people's kids at the same time, bro.
Most definitely.
That's a blessing.
Most definitely.
So that's really where it came from, bro. My mama had a giving heart, you know, and I wanted to do a scholarship in my mom's name before I had the first dollar to go towards that scholarship. You know what I'm saying? That's something I wanted to do in like high school, bro.
Yeah.
I ain't even have a college degree yet. I was talking to my godmom about it, and she told me, like, you know, start it up, maybe people will give woo, and you'll be able to do the scholarship.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro. So that's really where it came from, wanting to help out as well. You know, I done did back to school bash in Miami. I done did back to school bash in Salerno. All kind of different philanthropic events, man. That's really what I'm on, bro. It makes me feel good to see other people feel good.
100%. 100%.
That's the tax we pay.
Would you okay, it feels good to see other people feel good. Now, how do you deal with people taking advantage or people attempting to take advantage? Yeah. Because it sounds like you have a big heart. And those who have a big heart often run into that situation where people are trying to take advantage of their good heart.
You know, I told you I was a knucklehead. When people try to take advantage, bruh, one, I'm gonna let you take it but so far. Let's be upfront.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you take it but so far. Right? And that's because, bruh, you give people enough rope every time, they'll do it to themselves.
100%.
You feel me? All you gotta do is cut it at that point.
Yeah.
They dead. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I'm gonna share a story.
Talk to me. Or talk to us. We want to hear.
Talk to us. Story, bro.
Yeah.
Man, couple years back, man, I was doing for somebody that I care about. Care about that person to this day. You know what I'm saying? That's my dog. I just celebrated my birthday. I was remorseful that I didn't hear from them. You feel me? I ain't gonna say it ate me up, but it's just like, dang, bro, you supposed to be right here.
Moda.
We supposed to be 1 and 2.
Yeah, yeah.
And we might even get more into some stories with this person later. But yeah, man, I did dog a favor during COVID. You know, let him stay with me, showing him a good life. Got dog in school. My dog, he a felon. You know what I'm saying? So I got him in school and got him financial aid. Most people ain't even know you can get financial aid as a felon.
Absolutely.
But as long as you ain't get the felony while you was receiving financial aid, you still eligible to get it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I don't mean to cut your story off. For those who don't know, Let them know how they go about doing that.
Oh man, all you gotta do is apply. When they ask, the question is worded to say, basically, have you received a felony while receiving financial aid? No, you haven't. If you never got financial aid and received a felony, you haven't. They ain't gonna check no further than that. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
So you can still get it. I don't know if the new administration is changing things.
Right.
But as far as I knew, you could still get it as long as you didn't receive that felony while you receiving financial
that's
aid.
A bet.
So I done got my dog in school.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got my dog in school. At the time in 2020, bro, they giving bread away. Because colleges was losing enrollment because everybody was like, I ain't going to your school, you know, if I got to stay home anyway. So they was giving away money. Everybody was giving, the money was out there, bro. 2020, everybody was getting free bands. But, yeah, man, I got my dog in school, tried to get him a job, you know. He got a car through some different connects with me and trying to put bro in position to win, you know, give him a second chance at life, a second win. And dog really took me to he took me up and through there. You know, as a friend, as a homie, everything. He took me up and through that, bro. And not only did he do that, but he shed so much bad light on my name.
Okay. And you can speak on whatever you want to speak on, but what in you don't have, obviously we don't name drop. I don't need nobody to name drop.
I ain't name dropping.
But shed bad light on your name in what ways?
Right, he told people I stole 10 bands from him.
From him?
From him.
After you got him,
he owed me $5K. You feel me? He telling people, oh yeah, man. And then what really got me hot, and I had to kind of step back. You feel me? Bruh, somebody who is my homie, who I even got into some stuff with him. Not on no we fell out, but just we got into some stuff.
Yeah.
He told me, brother, man said I took 10K from him. He said I stole it from him, and he put it on my mama that I did it. I said, bro, don't put nothing on my dead mama when you know you lying on me, boy. But you gotta forgive and forget people, bro. You gotta forgive sometimes.
Yeah, you got to.
Because in reality, the part of me that wanted to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, most there.
I had to sit back and be like, dang, is this really him? Or is this something else talking for him?
You know, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
It's funny you say that. And I want everybody tuning in to really, really tune in on this portion when he say, is it really him? Or is it something else? I think empathy is a lost art in this world. I think I find myself, I feel like the last year and a half where I've been really like looking at certain people, and when they say certain things, do certain things, I'm like, you know, in the past you're quick to say, nah, bro, he got me effed up. Like I ain't on that. Like, or she got me effed up. I ain't finna play with her like that.
Yeah.
Now I find myself thinking to myself like, damn, why does this person think like this? Why did this person do this? Why does this person feel as though this is the best way to handle this situation? And the fact that you just said that lets me, like, it sheds light on the fact that we lack depth and empathy in this world, where people don't think past what they see. It's like, bro, it's a reason why that person act like that. Yeah. But you're not even trying to figure out why it is.
Because, bro.
You get what I'm saying?
Everybody know I'm a ride about my mama. I've been like that.
Most definitely. Man, listen, you better.
You feel me? So, it's like, bro, I really had to stop. I'm like, bro, boy, my mama love you. When she was here, she love you, boy. You know my mama. This ain't no new friendship. This ain't no new relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I was like, bro, is that really him? You know what I'm saying? Not even to say that dog who told it to me was, you know, trying to amp me up.
Yeah.
I believe him.
Yeah. But it's somebody that you considered, and correct me if I'm wrong, this is somebody you might have considered family.
Brother.
You feel what I'm saying?
We grew up right here.
And that's
down the street, right here in Deerfield.
That's what people don't understand. Yeah. It's like, bro, it's certain people, straight up, it's certain people in your life where you like, bro, somebody can tell you, oh, this person said such and such, such and such. You like, all right, man, whatever. But it's certain people that say certain things and you like, damn. Nah, he ain't say it. Like, you start making excuses for them people. Because it's like, bro, it's no way that this person, who I consider family, came out their mouth, not even just in that way, but came out their mouth in a way to harm me.
Yeah.
It's a reason why they said that. That man ain't come, he ain't say that to shrink me or make me feel less than. He's saying that in a different type of way. Now in the back of your mind, you like, I gotta go find out why he said that.
What?
But on the forefront, it's like, bro, I'm not finna think that my man's is playing with me like that.
Yeah.
Because this family. So I 100% get what you're saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But nah, go ahead.
Yeah, bro. It just, I had to let dog go.
Oh, 100%.
I had to let dog go.
Yeah.
And so my first time going to Texas, this how it happened. This how it played out. Right? You say, bro, I move silent, but I move with that sniper.
Nah, of course.
So don't ever think
all right
that because I'm moving with a smile on my face, bro,
ain't nothing going on.
that get back in.
Listen,
You know what I'm saying? So, man, bro, I literally pushed the $5,000 to the side. I say, bro, I don't even think I'm finna recoup it. I don't care.
Yeah.
I want nothing to do with it. Finish out where we at right now.
Yeah.
Cause you feel me? I had a spot with him. He was like, yeah, bro, I'll pay half, you pay half. Woo. This the spot you used to come to. You feel me? This is my last year there.
Yeah.
Dog never came through on his rent. So I'm literally paying the full thing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
And he just staying there.
And my last month there when I was going to Texas the first time, I left for Texas May 31st, 2021. And I told bro, I said, hey, I'm going to be back at the end of the summer to move my stuff out. I said, I'm going to still split rent. If you pay your half, you feel me, I'm going to pay my half. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to pay the bills. Wi-Fi and lights, bruh, that's on you. I'll keep it in my name as long as you send me the bread.
Yeah.
You feel me? I ain't going to tell you go get this in your name, da-da-da-da. It's 2 months,
Yeah.
3 months, and we done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I leave brother whole. You been to that crib?
Nah, for sure.
Two-story crib.
Yeah.
2.5 bath.
Yeah.
Little backyard where I used to grill.
Right.
Community.
We gonna get to that motherfucking bird.
Yeah.
Excuse
you
my
feel me?
language.
So-
We gonna get to that.
So I leave dog the crib, and basically at the time in 2021, you know how housing was down here.
Yeah.
All he got to do is pay $700.
Absolutely.
And his light bill and
he's
Wi-Fi.
smooth. And he's smooth. Yeah.
Bruh, anybody in Miami, Broward, Palm Beach would have.
Yeah, jumped on that.
What?
For sure. Yo.
So
See, people don't understand how expensive it is out here,
Bro,
boy. This
I'm telling you.
this junk crazy, boy.
So I hit it. First month come up. Bruh shot me the rent money. I ain't gonna flaw him out. Bruh shot me the rent money. I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
So then I say, all right, bro, shoot me the lights and the Wi-Fi or whatever. This one we splitting it still. I'm splitting the last month. Now
Yeah.
I ain't just gonna buck you feel me?
Nah, right.
So I'm like, bro, y'all just send me this how much it costs. So dog really tried to, you feel me, be flawed, bro. Bro, I wasn't home for 7 days out the month. Why should I have to split 50%? Bro, who you playing with, bro?
Wait, he wasn't home?
I wasn't home for 7 days. Why do I gotta pay 50% of the bills? Bro, stop playing on my top, man.
That bro.
What grown man say that, dog?
I'm gonna tell you like this, bro.
You feel
for
me?
a long, bro. For I had a roommate twice in my life.
Yeah.
My freshman year of college, because I didn't have a choice. They pick your housing. So, shout out to my boy Wegs. I was roommate with our quarterback. That was my freshman year.
Yeah.
Nigga, every other year after that, ain't had no roommates. And then out of college, my first year playing ball, I had a roommate for like 2 months.
Yeah.
Things went left. They ended up, sending him home, and I had the crib to myself. Then I ended up, one of my dogs got signed, and then I told him, hey, bro, you ain't got to stay over there where they trying to assign you at. You can move in with me. It's whatever. Yeah. That's the only time I ever had. Man, I never had a roommate. Yeah. I don't play like that, bro. Because there's certain ways I like my crib, and I don't play about smells.
Yeah.
So when people come in, like if you, like, bro, I can't tell you what to do in your room, but as far as this common area, come on, man, I can't play like that.
Well, I ain't had no roommate since, bro.
Yeah.
That was my last one, man. But yeah, bro, he ended up. So he gave me the bread, whatever. But I was like, bro, I can't afford to play with him like that in the future. So I tell him, yo, shoot me 100 for the lights and 100 for the Wi-Fi ahead of time.
Yeah.
If it's cheaper, bro, I send it back to you. I ain't got no reason to take from you. I'm getting to the money out here in Texas right now. You feel me?
Bag.
Dog say, oh, no, I ain't doing it. Da-da-da-da-da. FPL. Hey, yeah, bro. If this bill not paid by this date, just go ahead, cut it off. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
AT&T. Hey, if the bill ain't paid by this date, just go ahead, cut it off. I ain't tripping. Whatever. They said, all right, cool. So the date come up. I told him like I need the money by this day, or I'm finna cut off my name. I'm not finna let you run up a bill, even if it's just a month.
Right.
I mess around and get a $400 bill from FPL. I'm gonna be hot.
Nah, facts.
And you talking about, oh, bro, well, I don't think I should have to pay it. So don't worry about it. So, man, the lights went off. I guess that's what got bro mad at me. Wi-Fi went off. You know, now it's, oh, I'm the bad guy. I stole his money. I'm like, bro, I ain't steal your money. You pay for a bill after you use the utility.
Yeah.
I ain't steal nothing from you.
Facts.
We just paid last month bill. You know what I'm saying? That's it. We paid rent and last month bill. Now you got to move forward, and whatever you use by this month, it's going to come at the end of the month. They're going to tell you how much you owe. So whatever. But, you know, all things being said, bro, you know, I had to cut them off. And
Most
that's
definitely.
how I did it.
You got to, bro.
Not even on no being green or being creep, but being a grown man, dog.
For sure. As a grown man, you got to make, at the end of the day, I like to sum it up to happiness, bro. What makes you happiness? What brings you peace?
Yeah.
If it's not making you happy and not bringing you peace, bro, you got to walk away from it. And you can walk away from it with love.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it's love, bro. You know what I mean? In the world, obviously, to point out the elephant in the room, the world gonna be like, nah, bro, I ain't finna let it do. You ain't finna get away with that. You finna pay me, bro. Listen, look, bro. Sometimes, dog, you just gotta chalk it up to the game and accept the fact that you made a bad decision.
Facts.
Like I made a bad decision. I was trying to help somebody out, and it didn't work out.
Facts.
Now, but the thing is, I have an opportunity here where I can move to Texas, run up the bag, and do what I gotta do. I'm not finna be worrying about that.
Yeah.
Cause worrying about that may stunt my growth. I don't know. Maybe it will, maybe it won't.
Yeah.
But I don't want to sit around and find out.
Yeah.
So I feel as though, bro, you did the right thing by just moving past it and continue to move on and doing what you got to do, right? So obviously, like we talked about earlier, man, motivational speaker, bro. How'd you get into that?
Oh man. You know, we talked about a lot of my experiences up until about 11. We ain't really covered the other experiences.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, my lived experiences, bro. You know, we could start at losing my mom. That was a major life change.
Yeah.
Major life change.
Yeah.
We can go to high school where I wasn't even supposed to graduate.
And let's backtrack before we get to the motivational speaking piece.
Yeah.
You weren't supposed to graduate.
What? Nah, bro.
Talk about it. Because a lot of people out here that's on the fence. And they need words of encouragement. So talk to them. Being somebody who was in that position.
Bro, high school, man, I promise you, I tell people, bro, I literally missed like 40 days of the last quarter. Like I wasn't going to school. People like, oh, what was you doing? Like all my friends, they going to grad bash. I'm like, bro, I ain't even graduating. I ain't going. My friends like, oh, we doing it. I ain't graduating.
You wasn't even worrying about that job.
I'm like, bro, it is what it is. And the reality that hit, bro, you know, my aunt called me. I just left her house before I came. I had to go see her. But my aunt called me, and she was like, hey, I'm trying to pick up my ticket for graduation. It's my mama's sister. You know, she played a heavy role in raising me as well. So she like, yeah, I'm trying to pick up my tickets to graduation. She was actually at my senior night. Like, she walked me out for my senior night. For real. Yeah, she like, I'm trying to pick up my tickets for graduation. And it hit, like, I was like, yeah, I ain't graduating. I had to tell her. Yeah, I had to tell her. And my mom is one of, like, what, 13, 14?
Jeez.
Something like that. Yeah.
Was she middle, oldest, youngest?
Nah, she was in the middle.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, man, I told that to one of my aunts. Somehow another one of my aunts found out. They done called to the school, man.
Come on, man. You know island people ain't finna.
Bruh.
You know better than that.
So they done called the school. They talked to my counselor, like, yo, what's going on? You know, my nephew, he saying he not about to graduate. I'm failing everything. Let's be real. I'm failing everything. I'm not turning in work because I'm not going to class.
Let me ask you this. Why? Why are you failing everything? Why are you not going to class? Like what is, if you, I don't know if you've thought about it, now as an adult.
Yeah.
But if you can pinpoint the reasoning why you were not doing so well in school.
I don't feel like anyone goes anywhere where they don't feel like they're succeeding. You know, I can say right now, I felt like at that time I just wasn't that smart. I felt like I ain't have it together.
Now, would you say you weren't that smart, or do you feel like you wasn't that smart? Because it's very clear that you are that smart. But
I feel like
I
at
said,
that time,
perspective is everything.
Yeah, I feel like at that time I wasn't that smart. I mean, you gotta think about it, bro. We talked about not feeling seen, bro. You know, the way your self-esteem.
Yeah,
you already hard on yourself.
absolutely.
You already telling yourself you're not enough every day, and then you wake up and you go to a class, and you completely confused as to what's going on. You go to a math class and you like, damn, boy, I don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it wasn't even all my classes, because I had an English teacher who was dope, and I had all her work. Like, I promise you, I had all her work. I just never turned it in because I ain't go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm failing everything. Math, I failed that even while graduating.
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't even it was gone. I had like an economics class. Teacher ain't like me. We got into it early on in the class because she tried to take my phone one day.
Yeah.
And I refused.
No, right.
She didn't understand that I refused because I had failed 5th grade, and I really had to almost retake the 9th grade. Like, I was a freshman 2 times in a row in high school, to be honest. But I recovered them credits. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, the teacher got into it with me. She tried to take my phone, and I wouldn't give it to her because it was my phone, and I paid for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, bro, ain't nobody paid for my phone. I paid for it as a man. So I'm not finna give it to you and ask somebody else to come up here and pick up my phone.
It up. Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you making this a bigger problem than I am. Don't nobody in the class care that I'm on my phone but you. It's a power struggle.
No, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we got into it, bro. She hated to see me walk across the stage. So I failed her class. And then everything else, I just wasn't going, bro. I just didn't feel like I was successful at it. In my mind, I was like, man, I'm going to just go to summer school and see if I can.
Now, do you think, so like you said, you think in your head, you just going to go to summer school and see if you can give it a crack there. Now, obviously, with summer school, it's a lot less students in the classroom.
Yeah.
So now, was it a fear of failure? Or failing in front of your peers, where, like you said, you didn't feel smart enough? So
I felt like it was shot.
Yeah.
I felt like it was a wrap. Like, I ain't got no hope for this one. Like, it's a wrap. Yeah. But I might be able to get it back in summer school and get my second shot and get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was just like, man, it is what it is.
That's funny. You know what's funny? The crazy part about this, I can't believe I'm about to say this right now. I went to summer school in like 1st grade.
Yeah.
Bro, school just wasn't for me. That was the one and only time I ever went to summer school, and I never forget it, dog. Like when I can sit here and close my eyes, but and remember getting on that bus, bro. Every day, my mom would send me to summer school with a Lunchable, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm just like how did 1st grade, bro?
Yeah.
You working on colors and numbers, cuz. How you gonna pass 1st grade? I'm like, nah, this is crazy. Yeah, I was 1st grade. But we definitely on a crunch for time, but let's go ahead and get to the nitty gritty, man. Mr. Get After It Now. What brought about Get After It Now, bro? What does that stand for, and what brought that about?
All right, so same story I give everybody. My cousin Mitch Butler, man, he had posted on his Facebook one day. He was like, GAIN, Get After It Now.
So you stole it.
Yeah, I comment. I'm like, cuz, you need to put that on the shirt and take off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Trademark it, business, whatever. He commented back and told me to do it. I said,
say no more.
All right, cool. Boom.
Yeah.
So I take it. I sit with it. That was in April. Come October, I done developed the philosophy. Okay, get after it now. What do? We empower, inspire, and motivate. How do we do that? Well, we empower people through motivational speaking. We inspire people by helping them get the resources they need, you know, and then we motivate people by making sure that they have a goal, a dream, desire, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Principles. I line it up. I'm in sports psychology at the time, so I'm looking over words that, you know, basically influence athletes.
Absolutely.
So I'm like, all right, cool. Fortitude, diligence, obedience. Okay, what are we doing with that? Oh, diligence, bro. I got this Bible verse that talks about diligence, man. Hand of the diligent makes a man wealth, or brings a man wealth, but the hand of the slack brings a man, you know, poverty. Okay, boom, Proverbs 10:4. Throw that in there. I like that. It shows that I'm connected with God. Fortitude, that's courage in the face of adversity. All right, cool. What are we going to do with that? Well, bro, in order for you to achieve any goal that you have in life, you got to have courage to wake up every day and face the adversities that come with trying to hold you back from being successful.
Absolutely.
So now we got fortitude, we got diligence. And then I'm like, bro, obedience is easy. At the end of the day, if you got the courage to act on a goal, if you're diligent, you got care and persistent work. You feel me? So you care about the way that you're acting on your goal, and then you have obedience, which is basically saying like, yo, until the goal is accomplished,
I'm going to stay disciplined to this goal.
Then it came together, right? Then we went on, all right, cool. Let's get into some philanthropy, bro. What are some things we could do? Oh, man, a back-to-school bash would be dope. My dog, Ruel Buchanan, had just passed away. You know, he was really inspiring me with stuff like that because he was such a good spirit.
Yeah.
Long live Ru, man. But, yeah, I couldn't wait to show dog. I literally was about to post a flyer the day that he died. I couldn't wait to show it to him. And, bro, got hit by a car. I was like,
yeah.
No,
that was a tough time, man.
You
that
feel
was a
me?
tough time.
Ate me up. But,
yeah.
I waited until the next day. The postcard was like, I know Ru would still want me to go ahead and
most
post it and
definitely.
do this.
Yeah.
So I posted it. Boom. We get donations. We do all this type of stuff. Man, cool. Everything happened. Between Port Salerno and Miami, we probably gave out 150, 200 plus bags.
Damn.
We took students down to Florida International University for a football game. They got to go on the field.
Yeah.
Meet players, everything. Like, dope opportunity, bro.
Yeah.
And then we just kept going from there, bro. Turkey Drive. Boom. I got up there in Lejeune Gardens, linked up with them. And we had a 7-on-7 little flag football game. The winning team was a tournament. The winning team got $50 Nike gift cards, so the kids got something. You know, I linked up with the office up there of Barbara Jordan, and they donated some turkey. So shout out to the office, man. Shout out to Barbara.
Most
amazing. You feel me?
Yeah.
And we did that. Then, you know, I took some donations, went and brought some canned goods, so on and so forth. Boom, boom, boom. And we did that for like 3 years, bro. The turkey drive, man, it was dope. We did the sock drive at Christmas. Like, all right, cool. You feel me? Like, man, we just kept doing stuff. And then we got into the scholarships. And once the scholarships got rolling, I was like, yeah, I'm doing what I love.
No, that's major, bro.
I'm doing what I love.
Ain't nothing like stepping into that true calling, man, when you realize, bro, I feel like this feels right.
Yeah.
This feels like what God has placed on my life. And I'm truly doing something that I truly love. Like I said, I spoke to my cousin today who graduated. Shout out to my cousin Wiggy, man. And I was just telling him, like, bro, what's your purpose? If you love what you do, bro, you'll never work a day in your life. And I know that's a saying that a lot of people have heard before. And if you haven't heard it, take heed to that. If you truly, truly love what you do, man, you would never work a day in your life, bro. But I just want to ask you, man, maximize your life.
Ooh, the book.
That's your thing. Maximize your life.
Yeah.
50 quotes and affirmations.
Help maximize your life, man.
Let's talk about the book, man. Author.
Yeah.
Great book out, man. Everybody, man, y'all go get that book, man. He got a fire book out. 50 quotes and affirmations. Talk about it a little bit.
So, man, to be real, bro, that was actually the second book I wrote. The first book never got published. It's still in my computer to this day.
It'll be out soon. Trust me. It'll be out there.
50 quotes and affirmations, man, bruh. I felt like I had a refreshing light on life after graduating my master's degree. You know, everything was on the up and up. And I was on Twitter. Now it's X.
Yeah.
But I was on Twitter every day with 5 quotes. Like, God just dropping it in my spirit, so I'm putting it into the atmosphere. Boom,
yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. And one day I was like, bro, I need to do something with this.
Yeah.
Like, what?
For sure.
I can't just tweet it one time and then let it
and
go.
That's it. Yeah.
It's like recycling content, how people do.
Absolutely.
Like, bro, I can't just tweet this stuff one time and let it go. People need to hear stuff like this every day. They need to see it all the time. So, bro, I went down my timeline. I'm just picking, like, yeah, I like that one. Boom. I like copying everything to a Word document. So I'm like, yeah, I like that. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. I think I had like 75 quotes that I was like, all right, cool. Let me go from here. So I was like, all right, I'm going to do 100. And I was like, 100. People might not get through the book.
Yeah, yeah.
So I say, I'm going to just do 75 of what I got. Then I was like, it's an odd number.
Just go 50.
75. So then I dropped to 50.
Yeah.
And I was like, 50 give me the opportunity to leave something out, bring some in, you know.
And you can filter it. Pick the top 50.
Exactly.
And because as somebody who, whenever I post on social media, regardless of the platform, I make sure that my captions are something that, I guess in one way or another are captivating. Something that can I guess give somebody game, teach somebody, or help motivate somebody. So I could understand where sometimes some quotes may seem right in the moment, but in the grand scheme of things, it's like, yeah, it was good in the moment, but right now I don't think this is. So yeah, I for sure understand that.
Man, we did that. I tried to put it in a like order of like a chronological order almost to where like, man, this go right good, like it go good right after this one, right before this one. So so I did that, man, and I just spent that time writing that, like how that quote applies to life.
Yeah.
For every quote.
Yeah.
Once I spent that time, I sent it to somebody, had them read it. They read it, got back to me, gave me feedback. I made some changes, boom, 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 did different things, added some things, took some things out, sent to editor, bruh, so on and so forth. And everybody was like, yeah, man, it's good to go. It's solid. Yeah. The book was a blessing. When I moved to Texas, you feel me? I didn't have no job, bro. I was selling enough books to pay my bills.
Jeez. So you get that's getting to it, bro.
Yeah, you feel me? Yeah. So I'm like, yo, this is fire. Now I don't trip. If I could go back and do it all over, I wish I would have been able to, you know, put that money to the side to more so pour into the book. Yeah. But God gonna provide a way.
Nah, you solid, bro. And you already sold out. Yeah. So you need to re-up, man. The people need the book, man. Yeah. You playing games right now.
Yeah, I sold out when I got down here, bro.
The people need the book, man. The people need the book. Now, let me ask you this. How did you go about as far as finding editors? Obviously, you said you sent it to somebody. Was that somebody that you knew prior?
Nah, so the person who read it, they were actually a freshman in college, bro. But I saw some of their writing. Yeah, yeah. And I was like, nah.
I need this person to put eyes on this.
Bro, out here writing plays. He's a freshman. So I'm like, yo, how much you'll charge me to just read through this and let me know what you think?
What's going on, yeah.
Man, I'll charge you like 80. Back.
Oh, man.
Send it. Gone. And then one of my classmates from my doctoral program, he was already doing copy editing for books. Yeah. So I was like, man, I'm finna keep the money in the circle. I ain't going out there. No. I was looking at people on Fiverr, but I'm like, nah, we gonna keep the money circulated right here. Yeah. So I was like, bro, do your thing. He hit me, sent me my first copy, told me these are things he thinks should be changed. We went through that, sent it back, went through that, boom, boom, boom. Bro, move forward with it. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's what's up, man. Because you know, it's some aspiring authors out here that need that game. Yeah. They don't know which direction to turn. You got some people out here that might have literally books and books and books and pages of stuff written. They have no idea where to start. Yeah. So if you have any advice on where to start as far as getting their book out there, where would it be to start?
YouTube.
Man,
YouTube gonna teach you everything you need to know. So I would tell you to go on YouTube and look up Amazon KDP, which is Kindle Direct Publishing. Once you understand how KDP works, I feel like everything else like that. It's easy. You know, I put my I have filed my book through the Library of Congress, so I got everything. Yeah. You know, stamped. I'm good to go. Yeah. It's my work.
For sure.
But yeah, that's the only thing I would tell you. File through the Library of Congress, file that, and make sure that you go on YouTube, learn about Amazon KDP, Kindle KDP, and put your book through there, man. Like, people gonna tell you, oh man, go with a publisher, do this, do that. Bruh, I'm a Nipsey Hussle kind of. Like, we gonna cut the fat, cut out the middleman. Yeah. And we gonna get to it somewhere in between.
Most definitely.
That. Like, straight up. Yeah. It's better to learn the business and understand it before you go major. You know, because once you go major, bruh, they could be doing anything, could be going on that you're not necessarily privy to, have knowledge of. Yeah. And because you don't know about it, you just got to take them at their word. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we got to do this because da-da-da-da.
Because they said it.
Yeah. So, man, learn the business so that you can run the business. And then as you scale, bruh, then you go ahead and say, all right, cool, let's get some partners involved so that we could funnel this and make this more of a seamless opportunity to buy books, sell books, so on and so forth.
Most definitely, bro. That's game, bro. That's game. Man, if we go ahead and close this thing off, man, is there anything that you want, any gems you want to drop, any advice you want to give everybody? What are you working on next? Let the people know what you got going on, bro.
I'm working on another book right now.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna release the name because it ain't Library of Congress yet.
Yep.
But I'm working on another book right now. It's gonna be one of them.
Yeah.
I literally was just on the plane on the way here, like, yeah, we gotta.
Yeah.
And this is gonna be a chapter book, whereas 50 Quotes and Affirmations was a book of quotes and kind of just understandings on how that quote applies to life. This is a chapter book, and we're breaking it into 3 different sections. I'm really trying to get on my Simon Sinek kind of vibe.
Listen,
yeah, I'm trying to get more.
man, you mentioned cynics, the whole cynic movement.
Yeah.
Shout out to my man, Coach Drew, man. Shout out to Drew, putting me on the Daily Stoic. When you talk about the 50 quotes and affirmations, that's what I think about.
Yeah.
The Daily Stoic, where they have a different quote and a different philosophical body of work for every single day of the year.
Yeah.
And that's dope. When you mention that, that's what comes to mind.
Yeah. You see, I just ain't want to hit him with all the whole year.
Yeah.
I was like, man, that might be too much. I want
that
people
is.
to get through it.
That is
know?
for sure.
But
for sure.
Any gems that I would drop,
Yeah.
God dropped this in my spirit the other day, and I just been sitting with it.
Talk to me.
I've been living it. For 2025 and beyond, I've been trying to be more anti-self-righteous.
Okay.
I've been trying to be more or less, I got this done because I was that good, or I got this because I was that great, such and such.
Man,
right?
you about
So I've been on the.
You about to start a whole nother episode. Man, listen, I've been preaching this for years.
Yeah.
And we we running out of time, but I had to tell one of my guys, man, that yes, God does give you blessings, and He does open up doors.
Yeah.
But faith without work is dead, bro.
That part.
So don't take credit from yourself.
Yeah.
Stop thinking that, oh, yeah, but God did that. God did that. God did that.
Yeah.
You know you had to get off the couch and put in the work, right?
Yeah.
God can't do nothing with somebody sitting on the couch.
Facts.
So, man, I'm gonna leave it right there. Which means we gonna have a part 2. We gonna have a part 2. We got to.
Like it.
It's only right.
I like it.
You see what I'm saying? But hey, man, thank y'all for tuning in, man, rocking with us. Got my boy EJ came through in the pod, came to rock with me.
Love.
It was love, bro. Mr. Get After It Now.
Every
Y'all go
time.
check him out. Follow him on all platforms. Mr. Get After It Now, man. Eric Foster is love, bro. Like I say, y'all be great, man. With love.